Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about communication, okay, between yourself and your significant other or a family member. Maybe you're in a dysfunctional family, co-worker, colleague, boss, somebody, and communicating. Now, I just did a video, I don't know which order I'll put them up, but about how people can jump to conclusions. They might think immediately this person has this one behavior that seems narcissistic, so therefore that person's a narcissist. And like in a marriage, they might just totally end it just because they've heard a little bit of information about narcissistic personality disorder, symptoms of, characteristics, behaviors. So, and one thing that it seems to be not something that people want to talk about these days is communication. In that other video I made, I mentioned this about that sometimes, say your husband or your wife, that person is having a problem at work, and maybe they're not the type to tell you, bring their work problems home. They've always heard, don't do that, and so they seem a little self-absorbed, or a lot. And that video is about them not listening to what you say and saying, you never told me that. But the thing about it is, sometimes people like that won't tell you. People who were raised not to bring their troubles from work to home won't tell you that they're really having a struggle at work, and it's on their mind. They need to concentrate on the problem, see what kind of solutions they can come up with. Now, what I was saying in that video is my fear is that some people will not communicate, will not ask. The other partner won't ask, is there a problem going on? Please, if it is, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Especially if there's someone who was raised the same way, to not bring work home. Okay? Now, imagine all the problems this can bring about if one person is suddenly very self-absorbed. What kind of assumptions could the other person come up with, including like infidelity? Saying, oh, they're focused on somebody else. Where is the communication in this kind of relationship? Is there any? Or is it all assumptions? Okay, like the person who's self-absorbed right then might have the assumption that it really shouldn't matter to the other person, or there's no problem with doing that. When, yes, there could be a problem doing that. Okay, really, I sometimes think that many of us were raised with, little slogans, I guess you could call them, or, that really don't help with relationships, with anything sometimes. It's too much of a, one-size-fits-all kind of thing, that this is what you do in that situation, like this one. Don't bring your work problems home. And some people say, well, that's not what it means. I would agree that it's totally not what it means. It's more of that, don't bring it home to where you're taking it out on the other person. But when you're not talking about it, and that other person is observing these kinds of behaviors, and because it is stressful to you, and you're not talking to your spouse, your spouse about it, you're just angry. They're wondering, why are you angry? Why are you doing this? And you shouldn't be angry toward your spouse because you're having a problem at work. Okay, you don't take something out on them that is what you have to work out. Okay, but anyway, the lack of communication, I think, is still an issue, and I think it's even going to become more of one because people don't want to push, to communicate. They don't want to say, hey, we need to talk about what's going on. Is there something going on? And let's talk about it. And in a world that's becoming more and more narcissistic, or just people self-absorbed, that's really could get really bad when people are not at all wanting to talk about, to take their own time and talk it over with their spouse or significant other, what's going on with them. You see, if everybody's all out for themselves and only themselves, what's going on in their own life, not a good thing. So I think people need to start to wake up to this and think, they need to start communicating with one another. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, you can click the circle icon that pops up. If you want to watch another video, you can click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.